Inside the LA County Jail, there was some video that was just very, very disturbing. It was video of the inmates trying to spread COVID-19 to one another. Take a look.
What you're going to see is surveillance video, and this surveillance video is going to show inmates deliberately attempting to infect themselves with the COVID-19 virus. And you're going to see three different ways. This is you see that's a hot water dispenser there. They're going to be sharing swigs from the same bottle of water. Under normal circumstances, no one would do that anyway, to begin with, particularly when everyone has the same access to the water and to all the different supplies on their own individual. So no one shares this. But now they're sharing the hot water from the dispenser, the same bottle. Right after this video was taken, a nurse came up to take temperatures. And with the hot water, they were trying to falsely elevate their temperature readings to generate a symptom for COVID-19. Now this is another one, and you can see now they're going to use a mask. And it's going to pop up here. And they're also use that styrofoam cup, and they're going to share the styrofoam cup. Same process they did with a water bottle, but now they're also sniffing out of a common mask. I don't know. It's sad to think that someone deliberately tried to expose themselves to COVID-19.
And we know why they're doing it, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious because COVID-19 is now perceived as the get out of jail free COVID card, right? That's how you get out. They're releasing thousands of people across the country. And the intent was to be humane and to try to help to stop the spread and to make some of these inmates safer, especially ones who are vulnerable. But now we've incentivized, to a certain extent, getting COVID-19 if you're locked up because it's a potential way out of jail or out of prison. This is insane. I posted this on Facebook, and incredible reaction. We begin with our comment of the day from Pauletta. In my opinion, and the question is, should we rethink the way we're doing all this now about letting inmates out? And she says, in my opinion, it's a lose-lose situation. Let them out. Society at large is at risk because these are criminals. Keep them in. There's a risk of spreading the virus to those who may go home to families and children after their shift. It's not safe either way, so let them pay their dues. Inmates are in prison for a reason. Just my opinion. Holly, is one way safer than the other, like ultimately, overall, to keep them locked up or to humanely let thousands of them out?
Well, there's not a great answer to say we can do this 100% of the time this way or that way. What I can say is that these are not defendants. These are not criminals. These are humans. And so when you, on a human level, have your power or your liberty taken away, you're going to find it any way you can. And so they perceive being out of jail as a better situation than being in jail or prison. And that's just, I think, on a basic level, how humans are going to react. I don't know that you can 100% say, give them a get out of jail free card or keep them in no matter what.
Paula writes tonight, keep them locked up. I hope time is added to their sentences for this irresponsible behavior. 21 in that pod tested positive a week after this video. How many employees got COVID because of them? We don't know. But that's one of the concerns here, Candace, isn't it? I mean, number one, you don't want to incentivize them wanting to get this condition because it could be very serious to them, but this could spread from inside the jail to outside the jail.
Exactly. And that's the key here. We're looking at a situation where they had the intent to spread it amongst themselves, hoping that they would get out of jail, a modern day Shawshank redemption, if you will, hoping that in 14 days it would kick in and something would happen. But the problem is that, as you said, they can affect and infect other people. And so then we're looking into federal terrorism laws, because people on the outside who intentionally go around coughing on fruit for fun or what have you, this is how they are charged. And at this time, this is what the officials are looking at, charging them with something. And I think that that does apply here, because it's not just about them, it's about other people. That's exactly why we wear the masks, to stop us from getting other people sick.
Rain writing tonight, you can call them stupid, but I call them clever. If that gets me out, well, so be it. Titus, right? I mean, they're there for a reason, right? I mean, most of them are criminals. Many may be career criminals. It's just the way they see the world. They're always looking for an angle, right?
The problem is that you don't want to incentivize stupid. But on the other side, there's the reality that this is pretrial confinement. So that means at some point, some of them are going to be convicted and sent off to the Department of Corrections. And thus, they have the possibility of spreading the virus even further. So do you let them out prior to their trial and thus they can spread it to other people? Do you segregate them into other facilities so that they're still in confinement, but they're not spreading it to the rest of the population? These are just one of the many issues that the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office is going to have to deal with, because that virus is not just going to go away. It doesn't care if you're charged with a crime or not. As long as 21 inmates have it, that means those individual inmates can spread it to another employee, or if they're released too soon, to an innocent individual.
Kylie writing tonight, this is not a smart move. Either way, they are now both a danger to themselves and society. This kind of behavior is why they should stay locked up. Letting them out is unacceptable. I want to read one more from D, who writes, I am not at all surprised. I bet you dollars to donuts that other inmates in multiple correctional facilities are doing exactly the same thing. We have about 15 seconds left here, Candace. Do you think this is more widespread than LA, that there's inmates across the country trying to do this?
Oh, absolutely. Because as was discussed before, people are looking for any way to get their freedom. And when we think about this, and I mentioned Shawshank Redemption before, it's a little easier than tunneling your way through a wall for a bunch of years. It's a very simple process. It's just interesting, though, that did they not know that they were on camera? That's the thing that I think is interesting to note here. I don't know why they didn't think that they wouldn't get caught, because they did.
They did. I always presume I'm on camera. As a matter of fact, I am right now. All right, great job. Great panel tonight. Titus Nichols, Holly Waltman, Candace Kelly. Really appreciate your time and your expertise. Please come back.